Hey, and welcome into this video. We'll start with a small update. So I've been in contact with Tatra about some documents of the truck, but we found something interesting. So the VIN number of the truck that's located on the front left of the cabin does not match the truck type. So it matches the VIN number of an 8x8 Tatra, but my Tatra is a 6x6. So instead I send them the manufacturing number that's located between the fuel tank and the front tire. And yeah, so I'm waiting for a response from them, and then I have the original VIN number. And with that, I can request another type of document from the military police, and that document I need to register the Tatra in Sweden. So step 1 is wait on Tatra. Step 2, send the request to the military police, and step 3 is to register the Tatra. So I didn't make my goal of registering it in February, but it is on the way, and I'm quite happy with the progress I'm making. So yeah, I probably have a few months of administration left before I can register the truck. All right, let's get to the truck. So we're on the top of the roof, and one thing that I wanted to investigate was the damage that the tent has done. And as you can see, there's a small dent right here, so I can tap underneath it to push it back up again, and it needs some paint. But other than that, it still seems to be fully intact. So that's very, very nice. And there's no other damage that I can see. So yeah, so I think we'll start in this video by taking apart the rim of the tire and having a look if there's any damage to the tire itself. I will be amazed if there's no damage at all, but I think there might be inside, but on the outside the tire looks completely fine. We'll also test the inner tube, inflate it, see if there's any leaks, and stuff like that. But first I want to put down one of the pallets, because it's very nice if the tire's on the pallet with the rim, because then I have something to grab underneath when I need to lift the rim or something like that. Yeah, so the rim is quite heavy, so it's nice that you have some grip. All right, so we have the tire now on the pallet. I put on my work clothes so it's a bit easier to get dirty. Yeah, I'll put on some gloves, and I will first loosen up these bolts right here, and then the top half of the rim will come off, and we'll put that to the side, and then we can actually lift out the tire itself and have a look how that's looking. Yeah, let's go. So these are actually corroded shut. I think it might be due to the road salt and stuff like that. Maybe I didn't put so much copper fat on them, but yeah, I'll get my other tool and we'll loosen them up. So this tool, it's called a torque multiplier. So I can put a nut on there, and then we have the multiplier right here. Can put that on there like so, and then I need to put it the other way. Right, I did it the wrong way. It needs to be like this, because then it's on the edge, and then if you turn it, it'll apply 70 times the force that I'm applying here onto the bolt. And now you can see the nut actually turning. So now it's loosening it. All right, so now we have all the bolts off. So now we're going to lift off the front part of the rim, and then the wheel can actually come off. So yeah, let's get to it. All right, so that's the outer rim. It was also a bit corroded because it had not been the best ride of its life on the road, but it's off. Let me find a good place for it though, because I don't want to have it here, but maybe I can put down another pallet and put it on there. One sec. All right, so now I'm putting it down beside it. All right, that's that one. And now you can see the tube of the inner tube of the tire, and basically this is what came loose. It still looks intact though, so that's a good thing. But I will lift out the tire and then we can get a closer look at it. So yeah, we'll do that first. I'll just remove the crowbar right here. I'll see if I can locate some space for it as well. I have a wooden board right here, so I could potentially put that down. Put this one on the wooden board. So, and then I could put the tire onto here beside the other piece of the rim. So this part of the rim that's the heaviest part. The top part is also heavy. The tire also heavy, but the heaviest is this part right here. It's like a centimeter of metal. So yeah. All right, we'll try to lift off the tire and put it onto here, and then we can assess the damage to the tube. So as you can see, the rim is stuck to the tire, so it will need some persuasion to get out, but it will come out in the end. All right, short break, drink some coffee and see what I can do to improve this. I think I also need to rise up the other side, the back side, because I've risen up this side. So the tire is not on the pallet anymore, and this part of the rim is just free. But on the other side it's still resting on the pallet, so maybe if I lift up the other side as well, then try to jump a bit on it, that it might fall down onto the pallet. But first, coffee. So yeah, I tried to get the big plates of these in between there, but they are too big to get underneath. So I will have to exchange these ones for the bigger ones, and then use the smaller ones on the other side. But first I'm trying to put the crowbar from the inside through to the other side of the rim and see if I can tap it out, if it will free itself up. I don't think so that it will, but we can try. All right, let's go. One other idea that I have is to pick it up and flip it over. So then I can loosen it from the other side. That might make a bit more sense. So yeah, let's try that strategy first. Okay, so that did the trick. Now it's loose. So I will lift it out, put it on the pallet that's on the side. I'll just move the camera a bit. Like that. Zoom out. Like so. Yeah, and for the garage here, there's also water and sewage, so could potentially build a toilet. But yeah. So we first lift out this rim. Okay. This one is quite heavy, but it's out at least. All right. So that's the rim out. And now we have the tire right there. So I'll take you guys and we'll have a closer look at the valves then and see if it's still operational or if it's broken. So first things first, we have a ring inside of here, and that presses the sides of the tire to the rim. So when you drop your tire pressure, that the lip of the tire will not go over the edge of the rim. So it's basically a bead lock, but not from metal, it's from rubber. So we'll try to get that out of there first, and then we can get the inner tube out and we can have a look at it. All right, so here we have the ring. It's about 1 centimeter of rubber interlaced with some fiber, some stitched fiber. And that's keeping the tire in place. So I'll put that in there. And then here we have the inner tube. And from what I can tell is that this one the valve is quite loose. And it's bent a bit, I think. But other than that, it's still intact. And the inner tube, it is holding air, so it's not completely flat as the previous one. But I'll fire up the air compressor and put in some air and see if we have some leak somewhere. But then we know if it's good or not. Okay, so we have it right here. Now we'll have a look. Right. Yeah, so there's a little bit of air coming out of the valve right here. But I can tighten that one when we reinstall everything. But yeah, so it's holding air. So the inner tube is still good. That's nice. But I still need to find out if the actual tire itself is still good, because it has been driven completely flat. So I just want to make sure that the inner walls and stuff like that is still okay. So I will deflate the inner tube again, and then I'll take it out and have a look on the inside. Okay, so we have an inner tube that will need to go out, but it still holds air, so you'll see how it works out for us. Actually, I think if I just move one bit out, I can check the inside, move the other bit out. I might not need to remove it entirely. That might save some time, but I need to have an extra light to shine in. So I use my phone. Actually, that looks completely fine. I have no idea how. This thing was completely flat and we drove with it. There you have it. Completely flat tire, and you can drive with it and it's completely fine. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. But yeah. So in the next video, we'll put it back together. Maybe I need to bend the valve back a bit. But we'll see that when it's on the rim again. So in the next video, we'll put that rim first onto the tire. Oh no, wait, first we'll change out the oil. That was a comment that was posted on the video. That was very helpful. So when the wheel's off, it's best to also change the oil if you can. So we'll do that as well in the hub because you can tilt it and stuff like that. So we'll do that. And right now, this can stay as it is. Yeah, see you in the next video.